Here's what you need to know to grow productive tomatoes from seeds. Around second week of March, we start germinating the seeds using worm castings and coco coir. We've had the best germination rate with these two mediums combined. You then want to plant 2 seeds per cell at a depth of 1/8 inch and don't forget to use a label. To add water without disturbing the seeds, you can water from the bottom tray. You then want to cover it with a dome for about a week until it starts to sprout. Once the seedlings start to develop true leaves, you can then transplant it into a bigger pot. For strong, healthy seedlings, use a grow light. This will prevent them from growing lanky and thin. By the third week of May, the weather is warm and it's time to bring them outdoors. For the first 2 days, you want to keep them under a shaded area. Then by days 3 and 4, expose the plants to morning sun or late afternoon sun. And finally, days 5 to 7, expose them to full sunlight. Once they have acclimated to the outdoor weather, you can then start planting them in their final spot. Tomatoes get a really great start when you plant them deep and add worm castings and chicken manure granules at the bottom of the hole. For the first 2 weeks, it's really important that you water consistently. This will prevent the plant from wilting. During this time, you can add companion plants that will benefit your tomatoes. Plants like onions and marigold can repel pests and also attract many beneficial insects. To prevent the tomato stems from breaking, you need to add a support. You can use a stake, trellis, cage, or a string to support your tomatoes. In my case, for this area, I'm using a string support system. Tomatoes produces a lot of leaves and planting them close like this requires maintenance and pruning. To maintain a good airflow and reduce the chance of plant disease, I make sure to prune the bottom leaves. And for each tomato plant, I'm training them to grow to either 1 or 2 stems. We find them to be more productive this way. Then all you have to do to maintain your tomato is water consistently and feed them with a good organic fertilizer once a month. And if you want your tomatoes to be extra productive, during the flowering stage you want to apply fertilizer that is higher in phosphorus. And if you're dealing with pests that likes to eat your tomatoes, one way to get around that is by harvesting early. Start harvesting your tomatoes when they start showing a blush of color. They will ripen naturally in your kitchen counter. You can also use a mesh bag to cover the fruits, and this will deter animals from eating the tomatoes. I hope that you find this video useful. If you want to learn more about growing your food at home, follow along.